So articulation is a huge part of the transfer process. And the word articulation basically means to match one class at a community college to a class at a four-year university. And articulation is the process that's done between faculty. So faculty at a California community college writes a class. They then submit it through a statewide system to be looked at by the UCs and the CSUs to determine if that class is equivalent to something that is taught at the CSU or the UC. And once that is confirmed and approved, then it goes into a system called ASSIST. So that's what we're going to go through today. But before we do that, let's go ahead and look at this graphic here showing you how you move through the process of being a transfer student. So while you're at SRJC, you are a lower division transfer student. You are working on your freshman and your sophomore years of college. So it does not matter if it takes you 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, you're always a freshman or a sophomore while you're at a community college. The reason why is upper division courses are not taught at the California Community College level in most cases. And so you're working on your lower division requirements, you transfer, and then you work on your upper division requirements. So you enter SRJC and you're moving up, and the goal is to get 60 transferable units. You can always transfer with more, but 60 is the minimum. While you're here, you're working on your major prep. You're also working on general education, any electives if you choose to, or if you're going to work on a minor, you could do something like that as well. If along the way it makes sense to earn an associate's degree, you can do that as well. But an associate's degree is not required to transfer. So if it fits in nicely, then go ahead and go for it. If it's a goal of yours, then go ahead and go for it. But you do not need to have the mindset that I have to earn an associate's degree in order to transfer. There are some benefits of earning an associate's degree for transfer when you transfer to the California State University system, but we will talk about that when we talk about the CSU. So once you transfer and you're at the four-year university, you're mostly working on upper division coursework because hopefully you've gotten all that lower division coursework completed at SRJC. So once you are at the four-year university, your focus is mostly on your major. You have hopefully completed general education with us, and you're not going to be doing as much of that when you transfer. You still have 9 upper division GE units to complete once you transfer. And if you did not complete an entire GE pattern at SRJC, then you would need to finish GE for the university. It's a minimum of 120 units to earn a bachelor's degree, so that's what you're working towards. 60 from us and 60 from them, and you've got your bachelor's. Some majors require more, like an engineering major is going to be more than 120 units. But the minimum is 120, okay? Over here on the right, this is just kind of explaining that articulation process. So Psych 1A at SRJC is equivalent to Psych 250. It may not be an exact match, but the faculty at Sonoma State have said, yes, it is covering enough of the same content as our Psych 250 that we will give credit to a student who has Psych 1A at SRJC for Psych 250. So when you get to Sonoma State, you don't have to take Psych 250, okay? So now moving over to ASSIST, and the website is assist.org. This is where you would go to particularly look at what you need for your major. You can look up some GE on here, but you can also just use the GE sheet, and we'll be going over the GE sheets in a couple of weeks. So on ASSIST, it starts with the academic year of 21-22. And the majority of campuses have updated their information for this year. Davis is the one school that kind of sticks out that is still a little bit behind. But for the most part, the colleges are updated. It may tell you to go back a year, and that's okay. That's what they're using, and that's fine. So you select an institution. You can just put in SR for Santa Rosa. and we're the only SR, so it comes up. And then the school that you want to transfer to, okay? So if you want to go to Chico, you put in Chico, and it's telling you here, the 21-22 agreement is not available. We're going to show you the 2021, and that's fine. They will, accept that. So we're going to click View Agreements, and we want to look at the major, okay? Not the department. You want to look at the major. So if you then type in the major, or you can go and look for it, but let's go into psych. We've already talked about that. So we're going to come into the psych here. Make this a little bit bigger. So the left-hand side is Chico, and the right-hand side is SRJC for the major of psych. There's some basic information going down. Sometimes this information is really important, and you'll need to read through that. So Psych 101 at Chico is Psych 1A at SRJC. Psych 261 is Psych 1B. So these are courses that are required. They want Psych 1A and Psych 1B to be done. Then they're telling you to select one course from the following. Refer to the top of the agreement. Only lower division courses listed must be taken for a letter grade. Well, we don't have any of those classes. So we're skipping that, and we then see an or, okay? And lots of choices in here. And it's just 3 units of an elective. And all of these classes are on a GE sheet. So you could choose those, and they're working towards your GE as well. Then again, no courses articulated, and it's the same thing. So very simple for Chico for psychology, okay? So let's go back and we'll modify our search. And now the student wants to look at Santa Barbara. So I'll put in Santa Barbara, view agreement. I'm still on major here, okay? And I'm going to go into psych. So they have biopsychology, or they have psychological and brain sciences. Just the names of those should kind of give you a little bit of a, okay, these are different than just psych. So you would probably want to go and research the UC Santa Barbara majors to make sure that it's a good match for you. A biopsych is going to be biology and psychology combined. So there's going to be some sciences that you'll need. Same with psychological and brain sciences. So again, it's combining some science. So let's go ahead and just look at the biopsych and see what it has to show us. So in here, there's more information than what Chico provided. Completion of all major prep courses is not an admissions requirement, but some majors require certain courses to be completed prior to transfer. So they're giving you some basic information there. They're giving you some GPA requirements in here of what GPA students need to have done. Pre-major requirements, so these have to be done to be accepted into the major. So this is very different from Chico. Psych 1A, Math 1A is calculus, Math 15 is stats, chemistry, the bio series, more chem was already there, organic chem, physics. So sometimes students will then look at me and say, I don't think this is the right match for me, because this is a science-based psych, okay? So let's look at another school. Let's look at, how about Long Beach? I'm still in 20. Let's see if they have, nope, they're still doing 2021 too. Okay, so over here, we're going to go into psych. So they have a Knies sports psychology. That sounds interesting, or just the basic psych. So we'll go here just to compare. Long Beach is an impacted campus. You'll learn more about that. So they have more information written up top that you would want to read about, but more similar to Chico. Psych 1A, Psych 1B, that's what Chico wanted, and Math 15. Very common for a psych major to require stats, okay? So you want to research the schools, the requirements, and see what you would need. Digging deeper into a campus for their major is important, so that you don't end up going to a school and the major is not the path that you want to be on, okay? The ASSIST website, also, let's go back. Here we go. So see this statement, waiting for Explore majors? If you click on that, this is it's called Transfer Bound, and this was developed by the Transfer Center office at Los Medanos College. So you can select an area here and then do some research to find out who has what major. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Actually, one student in our class and I already met, and she was looking for fashion. So art and design is actually where I went. And then I went to, I thought it was in textiles maybe. So, oh no, apparel design and merchandising, there it is. So then all of these schools come up, okay? So then she was able to do some research off of this to see if any of these campus interest her. So if you click on the campus over here on the right, you can then go directly to that campus's program to see if it's a good fit for you. This is a great way to start digging deeper into majors. I like San Francisco State because they're giving you not just ADM 265, but when you click on it, you're going to get specific description of what that class is about. They also have a roadmap here. They also have information for transfer. This was a really good example I picked. And so that can be helpful. You could also go back and say, well, I like my humanities, but I'm not quite sure what I could do with that. So maybe within humanities, you want to look at religious studies. So you click on that and it brings up the campuses. Again, I actually don't think I said this. ASSIST is only the California State University and the University of California campuses. You're not going to find out of state. You're not going to find California privates. So it's the public institutions within California that participate in ASSIST. Okay, so spend some time on ASSIST and really becoming familiar with that. You know, don't just rely on a counselor, but learn how to use these tools yourself, because you're going to make yourself, you know, just in control of your own education. And you can also then ask really educated questions when you go to meet with a counselor. And if you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to reach out.